Joining me now, two great congressmen, Andy Biggs of Arizona, member of the House Judiciary Committee, co-chair of the Border Security Caucus. He'll also be the new chairman of the House Freedom Caucus, and that begins next month. And Congressman Matt Gaetz, member of the House Judiciary and Armed Services Committees, also a member of the House Freedom Caucus. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. Andy, let me say to you first, congratulations, and your thoughts about what we are witnessing as this president is once again being assailed by the radical Dems, and it appears, based on early indications, the deep state itself cooperating.
Yeah, well, thanks, Lou, and you're exactly right. What we're seeing is, in my opinion, this coup attempt that started with the Russian investigation. It's continuing on now, and there is nothing truthful about what Adam Schiff said today in his opening remarks in that hearing. They were outrageous, and they were designed to mislead this public. And you know, it is outrageous what's happening to the President of the United States with these people who won't give it up.
And a president who is setting new standards for any president in achievement, in policy, and results.
Our president's a fighter. I've got to say, Lou, to the whole country, I'm grateful that the House Freedom Caucus is going to be led by a great fighter, and Andy Biggs. He is going to ensure that we continue to make sure that the Republican conference doesn't roll over to some of the special interests that have polluted this town. Speaking of polluting this town, there are a group of people at the top of kind of their own self-aggrandized intelligentsia of Washington who fundamentally believe that they can substitute their judgment for the American people. They were totally humiliated in the Russia hoax for this just absurd distraction for the country, and I cannot believe the gall that now you would have Nancy Pelosi engaged in impeachment by reflex before the evidence comes out, before it can be tested. And you know what? The reporting today is starting to show that this third and fourth hand accounting that we see in the whistleblower report, a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of things that are false. We can't wait to get in there and show what's really going on. And you know what? Attorney General Bill Barr needs to pick up the pace and make sure that these people who started these corrupt investigations get held accountable. Maybe that will throw a little cold water on the deep state bad activities that we see playing out currently.
Is there any recourse for the Republicans in the House as you watch the president being attacked in this baseless, ignorant fashion, venal fashion on the part of the Dems? Is there anything you can do to stand up? Raise your voices in defense, I understand, and applaud you for doing so. But is there a practical action you can take to defend this president against these ruthless and absolutely absurd claims?
Well, I want to take that for a moment because I think there's some things playing out in the House right now that are intended to make sure that Andy and I are not able to play as active a role in the defense. Jerry Nadler has totally screwed up his attempt at impeachment. And so what you see from Nancy Pelosi now is she's trying to make Adam Schiff her leadoff hitter. And so what that does is Democrats think it puts better human resources on their side, and then folks who really get out there and defend the president, like Jim Jordan, like Andy Biggs, myself, we're not on Adam Schiff's committee. And so we are diminished in our ability to defend the president. Meanwhile, Nancy Pelosi gets to kind of slough off the failures of Jerry Nadler.
Yeah, and Matt's right, and Matt does such a great job fighting for the president and defending the president. But there are some things I think procedurally we can do. First of all, we've got to be asking for minority hearings, and we got to demand those minority hearings, because then we can
That's entirely within your power.
Exactly, and we can start subpoenaing. We can bring in witnesses. We don't even have to subpoena them. These people are going to come in. We can talk to them. We can also hold people like Mr. Schiff, who said these horrible things on the floor in his committee today. We can do things like motions to censure. We can do all kinds of things to hold their feet to the fire and make them respond, make them explain, as Matt has said.
But we look bad now because when we had control and Paul Ryan was Speaker, you know how many subpoenas we sent out, Lou? Zero. Goose egg. And the fact that we allowed Paul Ryan to slow down our momentum to get to the origins of this corrupt investigation has put us in a worse position today than if we'd have really been fighting this thing from the beginning with all of the Republican conference helping us out.
Congressman, thanks so much. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. And again, Congressman Biggs, congratulations.
Thanks, Lee.
And I have a candidate for your first censure. That should be Adam Schiff, and for his treatment of Admiral McGuire today.
Yes.
It was unconscionable.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.